Many seek the path to victory, but only one can stand glorious over all. At the old world's heart stands the Empire. Karl Franz must prove worthy of the Warhammer.
Hello and welcome to another Warhammer Total War guide. Today we're going to be looking at the cavalry, the lighter end of the cavalry spectrum. So we're looking at the Pistoliers and the Outriders. So the way in the lore, in the Warhammer world, that these sort of work is that you begin life, if you're a horseman, as a Outrider, as a Pistolier. You know, you do well, you survive battles, you get promoted to become an Empire Knight, you eventually get promoted to maybe the Reichsguard or even the Demigryph Knight. So you basically, these are the sort of more novice guys. They're obviously a lot cheaper, but they perform a massively different role. So the first off, we're going to look at the Pistoliers, and these are a ranged sort of skirmishing combat unit. One of the biggest advantage there's two large advantages of the Pistoliers, which is that they're very, very fast. They're 92 speed, so they're probably the fastest horsemen in the Empire Army, and they also have what's called Vanguard deployment. So you know when you've got the setup, as you can see in the background here, the big yellow line, that's where you set up your army. The Vanguard deployment allows you to actually deploy further forward, so you can pick up some great little spots to ambush them. You can hidden in trees and all that sort of stuff, you know, hidden behind hills and everything, to come in from a different angle. So there's two real sort of main uses of these guys, which we'll go into afterwards. We're just going to have a look at the stats first, and then we'll show you an actual battle with what's going on. So they're weak against armor, so these are picking off your sort of lightly armored troops, your missile cavalry, your missile infantry and stuff like this. They're not really any use whatsoever against those sort of heavily armored chaps. You don't really want to commit these guys to combat. So they're very lightly armoured, 30 armour, okay leadership, very obviously speed is their big importance thing. They've got range of 60. It's not the quickest, but then if you think the fact they can move and shoot at the same time means that you can take shots and run away, that's kind of their deal. So that's the Pistoliers. Next up we're going to look at is the Outriders. So the same size unit of 45. In the sort of large game, I think you can have sort of different sizes of units depending on your computer setup, but on my setup there, your same size units. These have armor-piercing missiles, so these are quite important guys. They have, as you can see, they've got what's called a repeater handgun, which is another sort of thing from the school of engineering of the Empire. It's quite an advanced weapon. It's basically a sort of machine gun. And they do have armor-piercing missiles, and you can sort of harass the bigger units and the more heavily armoured units. They also have Vanguard deployment. They're not quite as quick, but 80 speed is still very good. They've got a much higher range at 135. That's almost double the Pistoliers, and a decent amount of damage. And as we said, armor-piercing. There is a variation of the Outriders, which is the Outriders with grenade launchers, because why not? Logic. Great. So you get a much smaller unit, so it's only 2/3 of the size. You get 30 in my setup. They can't attack air units. They're anti-infantry because their grenade launchers, as you'd expect, do area of effect damage, so they do a lot of damage. So they also have Vanguard deployment, decent amount of speed, same as the others. Their stats are very similar. They don't have armor piercing like the normal Outriders, so there's a slight change in how you'd actually use them, but they still can fire while moving. So what we're going to do now is to better explain, we're just going to see them in a game, in a little skirmish battle with the computer. Right, so here we are in a little skirmish battle against our trusty friend, the men-at-arms with polearms. So these are sort of perfect choice to harass for all these units, basically. They're not too heavily armoured. They can't close the range very well. So you can engage skirmish mode, which will automatically try and keep your Pistoliers out of combat, which is quite a good idea, but I generally try to manually control that sort of thing. So first things first, we're going to send forward... What should we send in first? I think we'll send in the Outriders, the standard armed Outriders, for a little bit of harass. They've got the longest range out of these three units, as you can see by the yellow sort of shape. I don't know what shape that is, so I'm not going to say a shape because that'll just make me look foolish. Right. Let's go in. So they haven't got the most ammunition in the world, so you have to be careful with the ammunition. You will run out relatively quickly. So we're going to go and poke these poor little men-at-arms. They do look very good. Loving the character models. Right, we should be close to getting in range. Almost there. I don't know what the opponent's going to do. He'll probably have to just try and charge us because we will enable skirmish mode for the time being. There's the little yellow line creeping. You've all done this in Warhammer, in Total War before. Watch the max range line. Come on. Almost there. So they've got a unit of 90, so they're in a bit of cover. We'll see how much the sort of first couple of rounds does. Remember, only 20, was it 20 shots? Here they come, so we know they're going to charge us. And here goes the first flurry. So, nice amount of damage. We're getting some kills. We're slowing them down. Morale is going to be an issue. As you can see, lovely bit of musket fire going on. So we're really, they're pretty quick firing, which is quite nice. And as I said, these aren't like massively effective. So we're just going to send them away. We're going to go in with the Pistoliers next. But they're just there to harass. They also, all of these units are quite good at also mopping up artillery pieces or other missile troops, because if you've, say, got a unit of archers, you can't really outshoot them, but with that speed you can run around the back and then charge them. You don't have to use your guns all the time because, you know, on horseback you're still going to break a unit of archers. So we're going to get into range with the Outriders now. Pistoliers have done their bit. Oh, they're still shooting. We'll let them have a shot. Here we go. Here's the Outriders, like Pistoliers as well. They're much shorter range, but we've got 2 pistols. They're going to do some serious damage. Put them in skirmish mode, see if they will avoid it. Avoiding combat. So they're just taking pot shots. Get away from them. Right, so now... Oh, the grenade launcher's already just getting stuck in. So let's have a look at the grenade. Oh, that's... Oh, yeah, that's ugly. As you can see, the grenade launchers, it's a much smaller unit. Put skirmish fire on as well. Much smaller unit, but look at the damage they're doing to these lightly armoured guys. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. So this is what they're, you know, these guys are sort of basically caught in this fire trap now where they don't know where to go. Everywhere they go, they're just getting shot at from different directions. They charge one unit, it's running away. They charge another unit, it runs away, and the other unit starts shooting. So these guys, as they're about to break, it looks like any second now, I think, next couple of shots they should break. So, as I said, you can use these to charge forward of your main army. If you've got a big battle, you can charge them forward of your main army and just get some harass down. Fire shots into that main front line, especially, you know, with the armoured, with the normal Pistoliers being armoured, sorry, Outriders being armour piercing. Harass the enemy as they come in and just whittle down their numbers. Even if you killed a couple of every unit in that front line, you know, they've probably paid for themselves. The secondary mode is then to go on the flanks. You can mop up fleeing armies. You can also counter-charge against light infantry in a flank or rear. That always helps. Any cavalry is good at that. But you don't really want to get them stuck into combat at all because they will get slaughtered and their morale isn't the best either. So as you can see, they've sort of they are legging it as you'd expect. The other choice is, like I said earlier, is getting them forward round the back of their army. Try and pick up artillery crews. Try and kill missile infantry. So with the artillery, you can shoot them down. With the missile infantry, you can actually just charge them. They're still going to do a decent amount of damage. A few shots on the way in sort of thing and really sort of mop up. So they're so... I think you should, in any sort of size army, I think you should definitely look to... Oh, look, I didn't even realise my 2 heroes are having a little fight.
We are Sigma heirs.
That's rude. Yeah, so that's basically how to use them. I think in every big army, you need a good few units of these just to make the opposition think more than anything, because it's just so confusing when you're chasing these guys that are much faster than you and can shoot you. The only big limiting factor is ammo. So this unit's only got 7 shots yet left. This is 11. These guys are being lazy and they have 18 because they've run off to chase a unit off the board. But they're lining up nicely, that's good. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed our little guide. I'm doing every unit in the game, so subscribe to the channel for lots more good stuff like that. Hit the like if you enjoyed the video. Look at the bodies. Look at the bodies. Those grenade launchers are just so much fun. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.